Hey, what's going on, everybody? Happy Wednesday. I'm Manny Vitelli, host of My Fighter Award, Manny Vitelli's Wolfpack. And we got us a little bit of a drippy, soggy day, humid, hot, all that, everything all rolled into one here in good old Detroit, Michigan. But it's all good. And hope you guys are having a great day. I am just doing my best to try to keep busy. Um, I see the doc. Well, actually, this tomorrow I find out what time I'm having surgery Friday on my hand for that release of the nerve in my left hand, that carpal tunnel surgery on Friday. So I'll find that out tomorrow. It's a real quick procedure. It's like 10 minutes. Let's see. He said it takes longer to get there, get processed, and do everything than the whole procedure. So that's Friday. Um, and I see my follow up appointment for my doc on my back is, I believe it's Tuesday, and I'm really hoping that they release me. I've done absolutely everything that they've asked. I've done nothing that I'm not supposed to, and so we shall see. They are being very, very, extremely cautious because of what happened after the first surgery. I mean, when you hear your surgeon say and his associates say that, we have not seen this happen in our careers. Well, of course not, because you haven't operated on me yet. But thankfully, everything is going well with the back healing, just slow. Uh, but, everything's on course, everything's on track, everything is going in the right direction. Friday, like I said, when the hand's taken care of, it's going to be in that position where, I mean, it's getting to the point with that carpal tunnel. Those of you who are dealing with it know exactly what I'm talking about. Man, I tell you, besides a lot of different symptoms that you feel, from the numbness to tingling, pain, and all that. I mean, it's the point you try to tie your shoes. You can't feel the laces. You go to grab something and it falls right through your fingers. So, looking forward to get that taken care of. So just a lot of things going on. And of course, Friday, the start of the Olympics. I cannot freaking wait for that. Um, I am a huge fan of the Olympics. And actually, a lot of it is the opening ceremonies are just incredible. I still remember way back, I mean, long, long time ago when they were in Beijing, I believe it was, with the opening ceremonies, the the event that they had, just the different the show, the entertainment was incredible, just absolutely incredible. So looking forward to that Friday, along with what happens afterwards with all the amazing athletes and the skill level and all the stuff that they do and what they've achieved, and come down to one moment and to give it your all. So looking forward to that. Also, I hope you guys had a chance to check out the story that we are in the process of getting started. Um, I went on live last night and discussed it for a little bit to give you a little bit of an insight on what's going on. Um, I met with or talked with Sean Hunt regarding her son, Jason, who was unfortunately fatally shot and killed in January of this year. And after hearing about her story, it was one of those things. It was a no-brainer. I just I knew right then that I had to get involved. I just sometimes you just feel those things come over you, and it was very strange as well because as I said during the show last night, we talked for quite a while, just getting to know each other, and you know here to do something that we're going to do is is it's pretty intense. But for Sean to put her trust into some guy she has doesn't even know, is speaks volumes about her and her faith and everything else. And when I told her what my plans were and what I wanted to do and how I wanted to help, and she was all for it, I was just like, wow. I mean, if you think about it, folks, man, there's someone that you don't even know, you've never met, you hear a story, you see the interview on the news, and next thing you know, you're having a conversation with this person and hearing such personal tragedies that have happened to her son, and she's entrusting her son's story in you, and that's what I am dealing with. And like I said, this is something that I don't take lightly at all. And like I said, we did discuss things, what the ideas back and forth, and she was all for it. And I tell you what, Sean is one hell of an amazing mom. And so we are going to actually be meeting today and going over further details about proceeding forwards, how we're going to go about this. It's going to be um, a very slow process. It's going to be pieced together very carefully, very, very methodically. It's not going to be just something thrown together just to have it. No, this is regarding a young man's life and tragic death. This is involving a mother's loss, a family's loss. So, I will definitely keep you updated along the way and be posting promos for the different shows and series as we go along. So, again, huge thoughts and prayers to Sean Hunt and her family. But other than that, it's still just, it was such a one of those things where hearing this story and how everything took place, it's just like, man, I mean, when you talk about fate and things that, God's will and things that happen they happen in his time when it's ready, not yours. And I mean, all of you who know me and who have been following what I'm doing with the new page, with the Wolfpack page, and the whole purpose of it, I have said from, I think, the very opening remarks that I introduced the page to Facebook and I introduced the podcast to doing a live, the sole purpose was to let everyone's voice be heard. I said that over and over, and I continued to say it every time I come on. It's for those who feel like their voices have been taken away. Everyone has a voice. Everyone will be heard. That's all I've been saying. Excuse me. And so then, lo and behold, 2 days ago, I meet this individual who then, in turn, tells me about Sean. And in our first opening, discussions, right from the get go, she says, "Man, I just feel like my voice has been silenced." It was just like, "Are you freaking kidding me?" I mean, and here, I mean, so that's what I mean. Things happen for a reason, good, bad, or ugly. Things happen for a reason. So, uh, so as far as the Wolfpack go, also I just threw a post out on the Wolfpack page of the logos that are going out, and um, pretty sure we already know which one's going to be picked. I'm really happy with the way it turned out. So going to be getting that going soon. And but the whole thing behind the Wolfpack page is a voice for the voiceless, to help, to be positive, to turn like this. In this case, there's nothing we could do to bring this young man back, but there are things we could do to make sure that his legacy is not forgotten. And I'm going to keep doing that. And again, it does. I mean, here you can see where we're going with this page and with these shows. I mean, the very first one, it was me and Ian Bick going back and forth talking about, getting stuck in customs and having ice cream with Chevy Chase and hanging out with Hulk Hogan and just laughing and joking around about, when we were in Connecticut, when I was on his show, and just joking around and having a great time. And it was all laughs, giggles, and silly shit. All of a sudden you flip the switch, and then very next one is dealing with what we're dealing now with Sean and her son. So, I mean, you talk about night and day. And that's exactly what this show is going to continue to do. So for anybody who wants their voice heard, please message me. Let's get your voice heard. It was funny. I was talking back and forth with a couple people about just that, and we were just talking about social media. We were talking about everything from Facebook to um, different support groups and recovery groups, and just everything in between, and how he was pretty upset, and he just wanted to vent. So we were talking, and he said, "Here we are." And I've talked. This is strictly regarding towards the recovery side of the social media and all that. So I like fit in with My Fight or War and all the other families organizations who are helping people dealing with alcohol addiction, mental health, all these negative things. People start My Fight or War and start all these other support families to help in a positive, uplifting manner. And you hear backstories of the people who started them, just like myself. I started mine. I started our family, My Fight or War, because of a situation that happened to me, and basically was told I had less than 6 weeks to live. And that's just the to get the ball rolling here. Now there's a whole story behind that got me to this point, and I have told my story on other people's shows. Brad McLeod was gracious enough to do my first one on Sober's Cool, then Dan and Donna from Hard Knocks, and it progressed to all these other shows as well. So when I first started that first show with Brad and all that, I knew just that the whole atmosphere, the mics, the lights, I was just so attracted to. I knew that this was something that I was going to do, and above and beyond. I didn't realize how sharing something so personal and something so terrible is had such a positive effect on people. And it's just hard to believe. Here you are sharing, terrible, bad, negative things, but on the flip side, it shows there is recovery. There is life after addiction. There is addiction, and mental health is not a death sentence. So, like for me, I decided I'm going to go for it. No experience, not a clue. Barely knew how to freaking turn on all this stuff here. I got it dummied up to the point where they said, step one, push this. Step two, turn that. Step three, look here. I'm not even kidding. But that's not my thing. I'm not tech. I'm an old dinosaur guy. Give me a pen, paper, and I'm good to go. Old fashioned reports instead of tough books and all that stuff. But you know what? I just learned as I went. But the one thing that you can't fake or learn or is your authenticity. You have to be very authentic. And I always said I was going to be real as they come. And like me, hate me, that's up to you. And I said from the very first day that I started My Fight or War that I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. And might not be for everybody, but nobody is. And I'm just going to do my best and let it go from there. And the main thing that with me, and I always said I would never, ever disrespect anybody or anyone who is in doing what we're doing, helping, doing something in a positive manner to help others who are in the same situation or whatever it is that need help. You're there to support and help, just like they say in all their different, their shows and podcasts. That's what we're here for. Motivation, help, support, love, understanding. And so, just this individual we were talking, and he was just a little, he said, here you talk about, and I've said many times that social media is a trip because we really don't know who the hell we're talking to unless you're doing, FaceTime, unless you're doing a video or something like that. If you're looking at just someone's picture and you're shooting posts back and forth or messenger back and forth, you don't have a clue who you're really talking to. you're just going by blind faith. And so, like, just with us doing these shows and having people on and guests and all that, you hear their stories. And you know what? You have to be very careful about who's on, who you believe, who you don't. I mean, it's sad, but and even those who are dealing with issues, who aren't maybe as forthcoming and stuff like that, and maybe are coming up with fake profiles and lying about certain things, but they're not posting stuff in a hateful manner. They're not disrespecting anyone. You know what? Who am I to judge them? Maybe there's a reason. Obviously, they're doing something like that for a reason. I mean, some people are like, well, yeah, they're just freaking idiots. Well, okay. Yeah, we do have those in the world. Um, People who do just mean, pointless, callous things. But then again, maybe there's something more to that. So why should we shun them or disrespect them or talk negative about them? So I always said, I'm not going to do that, man. Who am I to judge anybody after the stuff that I've done? But, you know, like I said, my time working as a first responder, as a police officer, my time as a EMT, my time as a one percenter in a motorcycle club. I observe everything. Just because I may not say stuff or bring it up or call you out on something, I have had people think that they're pulling their wool over my eyes, and they think that maybe I, clueless. Silly people. Um, but the thing is too, when it comes to this, as far as the social media aspect, that's why I just said, you know what, I'm just going to be yourself. I had a gentleman who was trying to help me when I first started to do shows and all that, who was actually an actor, a director, a producer, editor, but he kept wanting me to be something that I wasn't, and talk a certain way, act a certain way on camera, and be animated. And this, and no, I'm not going to do that. Nothing against people who do the way that if it works for you, that's all that matters. And that's how I've always said, listen, you do what's best for you, whether it's recovery, whether it's work, whether it's family, whether it's personal, whether it's hobbies, whatever it is that works for you. That works for you. Do that. Don't worry about what other people are saying. Well, you should do this instead. No, thanks for the advice. I will consider it, and maybe I'll use some of it, and maybe I won't. Bottom line. Um, but as for me, I'm sitting there bringing guests on and to share their stories, and you get to know people through their interviews, through their stories, and all that. But then again, do you really know them? You're hearing a story and stuff like that, which brings me back. The whole point of this is that friend of mine who was, just a little upset about an individual who was kind of saying stuff about him in an indirect way, and just really upset him, because this was an individual that he actually had on his show, help him out. And he said, listen, he had a lot of things going on in their lives that put them in a terrible situation. But just like the rest of us, they wanted to take this negative and turn it into a positive and help everyone else that they could. Hey, that's what we do. That's why we're here. Well, next thing you know, this friend of mine, and he's thinking about coming on, and but he's not sure. So I'm not mentioning any names or any shows or anything like that, because, like I said, I don't take shit personally. As an officer, as EMT, and as a biker, I have very thick skin. I have been called things. I've been told things that about me, my family, that that would make Satan himself go, "Whoa!" So you know what? You're not going to hurt my feelings, folks. But at the same time, we're all human, and you say things and you do things, and it is upsetting, especially when someone is going out of their way to be positive and helpful. And here you get someone who says they got the exact same thing in mind, and then turn around and all of a sudden start taking this little knife and stabbing little back and backstabbing and talking crap. It's just like, are you serious? So it is disheartening. But unfortunately, in my past and the circle I was in, I saw it daily. So I have grown very used to it, cold, callous, whatever it may be, but I just move on and just brush it off. Where he was sitting there and he had a bunch of things that would come his way that he worked his butt off for. It was, there's actually a few of them that are in that are they do the show and podcasts and all that are involved. So there's not just one person. There's multiple people getting this thing going. They're busting their asses on doing it, and they're doing a great job. And you do something well, people take notice. Well, they all started getting, notoriety and all that stuff. So, and I've sent many things to him. Man, you're tearing it up. Great job. And so I get this message, and he's telling me how this individual is posting stuff all over social media about how this person thinks they're that, and this person thinks they're this, and they're nothing, and they're just because there's they're on camera now, and just here, and it was this family that has done what they're done to help so many people, now getting this attack, which it happens. It's okay. Like I said, hey, we're not all surrounded by saints and angels here. But what bothered him was here's a person saying, that they're here to do the same thing, uplifting everybody and doing all this in a positive way. And all of a sudden, for whatever reason, this individual unleashed two or three or four posts. Each one of them was a little more negative than the next one, a little more sarcastic and little jabs here and there towards this individual. And I was like, don't let it get to you. This it shows you right there. And so, well, not only that, Manny, but looking at the other people's posts who are doing this, who are 100% saying it's all about community, faith, family, and everything else. And that's what we do. That's why we're here. And so everything is for this other page was all me, and me, and it wasn't that social outpouring. So he's, like I said, they're debating if they want to come on or not. My thoughts, and I told him, let it go. You know what? This too shall pass. All these other things, all these little sayings, because they have worked way too hard to. But then again, you know what? We are all different in the way we cope with things, the way that people respond to us, the things that are said. But as I also said, hey, listen, no one put a gun to your guys' head and had you guys sit down and decide to start this amazing show that you guys have. And, you got to take the good with the bad. I've said that all along. I've been very fortunate. I've had people saying very nice things, and that means the world to me. I've had people message me that anonymously and stuff, or like third person saying all this crap about me. Okay, you know what? I've said from day one too. Please, if I'm doing something that is maybe I could do something differently. Maybe I could handle something or just anything. Because as I said over and over, this is all new to me. I'm learning as I go, but I'm not going to sit there and try to get it all right, then come on and figure it out. No, man, this is me from day one. And, you're going to see me stumble. You're going to see me fall. You're going to see me get up and just keep on going. That's what we do. But, you know, him and his family are just very sensitive and very warm people. And it just hurt his feelings on a personal level is what it was. Because I've known them a while now, and they can handle themselves pretty good with when it comes to the business part of it. But like I said, this was more of a personal thing where it's like, here, all this is happening, so it's all good for me. Like I said, if you're going to sit there and post how you're here to do, for the good, for the benefit, to help in positive way, any way that could be, then that's great. Well, a day later, don't sit there and blast out 2, 3, or 4 negative, sarcastic posts about somebody or about something. You're just kind of contradicting exactly what you said. What is positive from that? What did you just gain except for having people look at what you just posted and just went, well, wait a minute, why is this? Why? life is too short, and this bothered me a little bit more. Um, and I wasn't even going to say anything, but thinking about Sean and her son here, you got people on Facebook jumping around posting stuff about other people's status, worrying about followers, worrying about how many members, worrying about all this. Well, you know what, when it comes to followers, members, and all that, it is what it is. If I've got two followers or whatever, I've got two. I have never once worried about followers or anything like that. I worry about doing my best to be a good person and to help people any way I can. Um, so just I look at Sean and the pain she's going through. She'd give anything to have her son back, and to look at this petty stuff that's going on here. Seriously. So that's just about it, man. Before you sit there and start with your cute little posts and trying to make fun of people, you do what you want to do. Obviously, it's your life, it's your post, it's your reputation. But just remember, man, once you start putting stuff out there, it's out there. And and one thing I did find out too with this whole social media world and this whole social media family is there's a lot of people and everyone knows everyone. And just because you think you may be sneaky and getting away with shit, you are going to get people as soon as they find out different things. They're like, like I said, for me, I keep my mouth shut, man. That old saying back in The Godfather about you keep your friends close and your enemies closer. Well, not enough said. But you know what, you guys have a great day. And we all are faced with stuff like my friends were dealt with today. Is it something? I mean, is it something silly? Yeah, but you know what? Not to them. So who am I to sit there and say, "Oh, just get over it"? No, I mean it's upsetting. So I told him that I'd talk about it. Um, and now, if they want to take it further, that's up to them. I mean, they can come on anytime I want, just like any of you can come on anytime you want. Vincent and Carol, hey, what's happening? Community, unity, peace. You got it. You got it. Let's see what we got. And you're right. Some people, the thing is, when you're going online, like you said, some have no business being online. The last thing we want to be is the social media police. Don't listen to don't listen to this person, don't listen to that person. Because I've had people that have turned their little comments on me, and man, I could have come right out and started talking just like they were. And but I didn't. And you know what? I'm not gonna, because come to find out that, like I said, as far as this whole podcast live stream community, I didn't realize how tight it was until my phone's blowing up here all day, every day, and with individuals who, it's like, oh, this is that who knows who and who's friends with who. You know what? Who I'm friends with? Everyone who wants to come on here and be my friend. You know who wants I'm family with? Anyone who wants to come on and become part of our family. You know who's not going to be on here? You, if you sit there and you have evil or terrible intentions, to basically be an asshole. And it's just that simple. And even that doesn't mean you're a bad person. Sometimes things happen. And my main thing is I'm not going to judge anybody, because the things that I've done, I am no one to judge anybody. But we are going to take things and we're going to spin them. And every negative that's come my way, I'm going to spin it into a positive, no matter what it takes. And it's unfortunate that we have to do, and we're faced with certain issues like this, but it's life. And I tell you, if this is, like I told my friends, I go, man, if this is the worst thing that happens to you guys, and they were all cracking up. There's like 3 or 4 of them that are all part of this. And I mean, it's a pretty big crew, and they all have hearts of gold. And when someone like that gets hurt by an emotional statement by someone else's just arrogance, it's just it's like, First of all, you're being a bully by using your keyboard. Really? Okay. Yeah. Good luck with that, folks. But we all know that we're here for a purpose, and that's to be the best we can be. And like I said, I have very thick skin, and my whole purpose is to help in any way I can. Am I perfect? Hell no, man. You want to see a definition of not perfect? Look, you'll see me. And but I'm trying. I'll never be perfect, but I'm going to try to be the best I can be. And along the way, I'm going to help every single person I can. And even if it's that person who thinks that they're getting away with talking crap about me and they think I don't know, I'm still helping you. I'm still talking with you. Just, maybe you just don't realize that I do know. And it's okay. We are all here to help each other. The whole thing, we're here for a short time, not for a long time. So I'm going to be seeing Sean shortly to get this story started. I'm looking forward to that, even though it's a very sad event that we are going to be starting. And it's going to be very tough. But the strength that I got from her just these last few days, it's going to be an education and doing this. And I'm still, still in awe that she has the faith and confidence to let me do this and to go on this journey with her. So I will keep you guys updated. And again, don't forget this Friday, the Olympics are starting. So if you guys want to discuss Olympics, if you guys want to chit chat about different events, maybe some of you are athletes who have participated in some of the different events that are in the Olympics and you want to discuss that. I'm a winter guy. I played hockey and all that. But still, I mean, watching gymnastics, these freaking balance beam cracks my ass up. Then floor exercises, diving, volleyball, all of them. So if any of you would like to discuss anything or any of the sports as far as the Olympics go, I will definitely would want to hear from you. So hit me up on Messenger, give me give me a text, let me know, and let's get it started. So you guys have a great day. And I will be on later on tonight after, or probably it's going to be late. So it'll probably be tomorrow to go over the series and the show for Sean and her son, Jason. So you guys have a great day, man. I love you and keep fighting a good fight.